because my
What
brother
the
is in the
heck?
background.
Nathan, we can't hear you.
Nathan, we can't hear you. You went live and we can't hear you. We cannot hear you, Nathan.
I can see why as well, because something's happened with my microphone at the very start of the show. How very strange. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Excellent. How very strange. Sorry about that. That completely set me off track. But here we are live once more at Force 13. Live updates, as always, on the tropical storm situation, technical problems, or otherwise. My name's Nathan Foy. I'm joined this evening by esteemed friends. Daniel, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Excellent stuff. We're also joined by Marcel.
Hi.
Hi. And we're also joined by Devon.
A cushion.
Excellent. What a wonderful start. Activity in the East and West Pacific at this time, which we will be discussing over the course of this next hour and a half. Let's first of all take a look at what we have. That is one storm, but first of all, let's take a look at Chan-Hom. This is the first storm that formed in the Western Pacific and has wind speeds of 60 miles per hour and a pressure of 985 millibars. West of the Mariana Islands, headed towards the northwest. We've also got Tropical Storm Linfa, located just west of the Philippine island of Luzon in the South China Sea, the northern part of the South China Sea, and that is gradually moving towards the west or northwest and could approach Taiwan as a tropical storm or perhaps even a typhoon. Eyes on that one. Wind speed is also 60 miles per hour on that. We've also got Tropical Storm Nangka, which is located much further east, north of the Micronesian islands. I'm not sure, there's some tiny islands that the storm is on top of right now. I'm not sure if they're part of Micronesia or the Marshall Islands or somewhere else entirely, but it'll be one of those, I'm pretty sure, and that's expected to head towards the northwest. We'll be looking at track maps very shortly. First, let's take a look at everything else. What's left of Raquel, believe it or not, is also still alive and with us, and it has a small chance of becoming a tropical storm again pretty soon, but at the moment it's got winds of 30 miles per hour and a pressure of 1004 millibars. We also have several invests active. Now, is that one still going 98W? I believe so. Oh no, that seems to have been deactivated. Never mind. But two invests in the Eastern Pacific, 95E, which has a 20% chance of forming as per the National Hurricane Center. I think that's in the next 5 days. And we also have the much better looking Invest 96E, or the much better potential at least, which has a 90% chance of development in the next 5 days, unless things have changed, which I don't believe they have. But here's the National Hurricane Center's map. And yeah, still 90% and 10% for 95E. Let's take a look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's tracking maps, which should be updated for 9 o'clock. Nanka's hasn't yet, but we'll load up that one anyway, actually. We can just take a look. So this is interesting. The Chan-Hom forecast shows the storm headed towards, almost in a straight line really, in a northwesterly direction, becoming a typhoon for the second time in 24 hours over open waters, and then approaching the Japanese Ryukyu Islands, and then making landfall in China, possibly as a Category 4 storm. I'm not seeing it myself, but you never know. I think it will weaken a bit more substantially before landfall, but we'll see. But certainly a major typhoon is potentially on the cards with that. Tropical Storm Linfa, you can see how it's expected to become a typhoon for a short time and then make landfall barely as a tropical storm in Taiwan in 5 days' time. A huge cone of uncertainty there, which means it could go pretty much anywhere in that shaded area. And of course Nangka, which could also become another major typhoon as well. Expected to reach 120 miles per hour Category 3 by day 5 as it curves gradually towards the northwest and hits only the northernmost Mariana Islands. Any comments on this, guys?
Well, as far as strengthening immediately, Chan-Hom certainly has the best conditions for it. Shear is basically non-existent around the storm. When I looked at it, it said 5 knots wind shear maximum. Sea surface temperatures around it are just above what you would want, 27 centigrade, and humidity is also really up around the storm as well. As far as Linfa and Nangka, they are in much more modest conditions with both of them in more than 20 knot wind shear at the current moment, and in slightly cooler sea surface temperatures as well.
All right, just loading up the sea surface temperatures, which is what you were alluding to there, and see what it says for the area. I see Marcel is also loading up the Earth map there as well. Any questions for us, by the way, please send us a message on the YouTube page right now. By the side of the video, you'll see the little chat box, and you can send your message. It's about a minute delay on here, so do be a bit patient. Daniel, have you got something to say?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Ah, well, there you are.
What's the highest number of cyclones that have been active at the same time? Storms that have been active at the same time
Worldwide?
I've been making
simultaneously.
records. I've been making records of this since 2013, I think it was, and I think the answer is, oh dear, I think it might be 5, but I think there are 7 invest or higher.
Oh right.
I have to say there's got to be more than that.
It could be.
There has to be. There's been years where there's been 4 active Atlantic storms, and there's got to be some activity elsewhere. So
since 2013 only, that's my data.
I would say 6, but that's pushing it.
I'll have to go back in time and have a look at some point, but we're always so busy here, we hardly have time to do that. Okay, here's the sea surface temperatures in the West Pacific. You can see it's fairly warm over Linfa right now, around 30 degrees Celsius. That's even a bit higher, so it could well take advantage, and it sort of has been already, hasn't it? It's intensified just as soon as it reached those waters, and it remains warm for a time, which provides solid ground for possible typhoon status. Near Guam, it's a bit cooler because of Chan-Hom's persistence in that area. But it will be entering warmer waters, so that means strengthening on the cards again, of course, coupled with the other conditions which we'll look at throughout the show. A real cool spot down here now. Do you think that's because of Chan-Hom as well, Devon?
If it strengthened, no, not quite that big of a spot, and it wouldn't have been intense enough to create that kind of a hole in the sea surface temperatures, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe.
And further east, where is Nangka? That's around here. So water's fairly warm here as well, 28 degrees plus. Should do it pretty well, especially as it moves towards the northwest, towards the Mariana Islands. Indian Ocean very warm. If a storm formed in the North Indian Ocean, it would be pretty good conditions, at least in the Bay of Bengal. The western side of the Arabian Sea is pretty cool. I'm not sure whether that is normal or not, but it looks pretty cool to me, Devon, even though it's you sort of associate those places with rather hot places. Barely 26 degrees off the coast of Oman. Southern hemisphere, where we might see Raquel regenerate, but who knows? 26 degrees, marginal sea surface temperatures. There could still be a little chance for it. All right.
I'd be more worried about shear than sea surface temperatures for redevelopment of Raquel.
Well, here we are with the shear map. How about that? So you can see the 3 storms, the triple troubles in the Western Pacific at the moment. Linfa on the left-hand side, decreasing amounts of wind shear there, though it is currently moderate at the beginning. Chan-Hom is in a pocket of low amounts of wind shear, and there is a little bit increasing to the northwest, but beyond that, another area where it's falling. It's sort of like ripples, really, of high, low, isn't it? Waves, I suppose. And you also have Nangka towards the bottom right there, which is also in a mixed environment, increasing amounts of wind shear at the present time. Where are we going?
East Australia?
Low amounts of wind shear around the storm's immediate vicinity, Raquel that is. So who knows what might happen there. I think earlier today the Bureau of Meteorology, or whoever it was predicting it to regenerate into a tropical, a Category 1 storm on the Australian scale, which is barely a tropical storm on our scale, I think.
We've got a comment on the Facebook page for this live stream.
Wow.
Saying the activity is back. I don't know what they're referring to there, though. If they're referring to the live streams or the... I don't know.
Oh, I see. Yes, I see it.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, regular commenter, and I think he's referring to just the activity that we're seeing at present.
Yeah.
Here we are with the Australian map. It is now no longer predicting a Category 1 hurricane on the Australian scale, Category 1 cyclone, just predicting it to remain as a low pressure system for the foreseeable future, which they say is 3 days. So we probably won't give Raquel much attention throughout the rest of the show. There are probably some warnings in effect, but anything to explain before we do that, Devon? Have you got any other comments?
No, I'm working on that.
Well,
You're going to have to give me some time before I can provide some more comments.
I'll leave you with Marcel's map just for a moment whilst I load up what all the warnings are at present. There will be some warnings in effect somewhere.
I need to load up the JTWC site, go through all the advisories, and then yada yada yada.
Yada indeed. Yes.
I would say Yoda, but that's copyrighted.
Okay, so we did have warnings in effect for Guam and the Mariana Islands because of Chan-Hom. Those are now discontinued. They've probably been discontinued for some time, to be fair. And no other warnings expected to be raised until it reaches the Japanese islands. But Nangka, on the other hand, there are warnings, actually a typhoon warning already, in effect for Enewetak Atoll. Typhoon conditions possible over the next few hours. So they seem really almost completely sold that it'll become a typhoon in the next few hours, Devon. I find that rather baffling, to be honest, because in the Atlantic they only issue hurricane warnings when it actually becomes a hurricane, don't they? Or very nearly.
No, they issue hurricane warnings. They issue hurricane warnings when the storm starts to get up to a hurricane, especially if they're expecting it to intensify rather quickly.
But at 60 miles per hour, would you issue a typhoon warning?
For conditions that, well, I'm not so sure about the conditions around Nangka, but if there was an island around the vicinity of Chan-Hom, especially for the conditions that it's in right now, I would probably start issuing, if I'm not able to issue hurricane typhoon warnings, I'd at least issue watches.
Yes, of course, I would do that. Interesting, anyway. But yeah, typhoon warning there for, I mean, pardon my pronunciation, I'm not a Micronesian, Enewetak Atoll. It's 110 miles west of that. so I suppose it might have been in effect for some time. 350 miles north-northeast of Ponte, Micronesia, 765 miles west-northwest of Majuro, which is in the Marshall Islands, and 1,090 miles east of Guam. 60
Hello.
miles per hour. Michael,
Hello.
glad that you could join us. How are you doing?
Yeah, sorry I'm a bit late. I was just doing some work.
You're doing some work.
Yep.
Very descriptive as always, Michael. How are you? How are you finding the storms at present? Daniel, don't yawn on
I'm
air.
sorry, I didn't hear that because of when you was yawning.
Yes, because Daniel yawning in the way. Yes. What do you think about the storms here? What do you-
Interesting.
well, first question for you, actually, Michael. What do you think Chan-Hom is going to do with regards to it at landfall in China? Do you think it will be as predicted, or weaker, stronger?
I'm thinking it could possibly be a Cat 5.
Well, it could. I don't think it will make a cat. Devon, sighing, are you? Because of that? No? Oh, no.
I'm not very happy when storms become Cat 5s.
Why not?
Because we're not supposed to become Cat 5s.
Be right back.
Okay.
This is 15 global cyclone season, not the 2035 hypothetical Atlantic hurricanes.
Well, we know
Not
how
every
hyper
storm
they
is going
go.
to become a Cat 5.
Unless you're in the Western Pacific these days, it seems. You almost expect every storm to become a Cat 5.
Mhm.
And Chan-Hom was certainly on the way, at least at first, but it's had a big setback. But it is.
Yeah, that's probably going to get set back by colder sea surface temperatures.
But here we are, 60 miles per hour, likely to become a typhoon once more.
Unless,
Only storm
and
active.
unless that I did my calculations wrong here, out of all the three storms right now, Chan-Hom is actually the weakest of the three when I run them through the CDPS.
You did what?
When I put all three storms through the CDPS, Chan-Hom is actually came up as the weakest of three.
Yeah, probably makes sense, to be honest, because it's a large storm, isn't it?
No, not really.
Well, it's larger than the others.
Yeah.
No, actually, from what I saw.
Well, I thought it was.
Maybe the outer envelope of the storm is larger, but the actual radius of winds is not larger.
Fair enough. I'll get the satellite imagery up in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what Marcel's showing us for a while whilst I get all that.
From what I've got here, it's a +9 for a 9 for Chan-Hom, not a +9. But that's also down due to the fact that the storm's moving about twice as quickly as the other storms.
Yeah.
So that might be the reason why it's showing up as the weakest of the three. Linfa and Nangka both received 12s in the CDPS, which means stage 2. So really no surprises there.
All right.
I just keep a watch. I would keep a very close eye on Chan-Hom because it's in an area with warm sea surface temperatures, very little wind shear, and a lot of humidity to work with. That's definitely a storm that I'd keep a close eye on because that storm could do whatever it wants with those conditions.
Well, here's some imagery on Linfa right now, Devon. You can see the central part of the storm moving gradually towards the west, or maybe slightly north of west. Pretty much over for the Philippines. It's sort of the center of the storm appears to have waned a little bit in the last few hours, but that's normal. And it will be interesting to see whether it does what it's expected to do, which is to curve north and become a typhoon. I'm not seeing it yet, though.
I don't know about the storm becoming a typhoon, but being very close to it probably, but I don't see it actually getting there.
All right, interesting. Moving on to, I think it's Chan-Hom next. Yeah, there it is. certainly starting to look a little bit better, in my opinion, in those late.
Yeah,
Someone shouting in the background there.
yeah. I'd be very careful about how that storm develops.
Yeah, so we advise caution to China, Japan, and perhaps the northernmost part of Taiwan as well, because that's where the storm is expected to go. We'll load up the track maps again in just a moment if you've not seen them yet. But we're also, this is the latest imagery on Nangka. We'll actually get this on visible in a moment. Hopefully I can just type in Viz. It will work that way.
Nathan?
I'll have to go and get it. There it is. Yes, Marcel.
Earth.nullschool.net says that Nangka has faster winds as Chan-Hom. So
Is this a live shot, Marcel?
sorry?
Is this current?
Kind of look.
As current as you can get. When I looked
20
up
local
Nangka, I saw
UTC.
55 knot winds, and the other two storms were 50.
Yeah, 20 UTC.
But look at that, Devon. How? Surely you have to say that Chan-Hom is the largest storm there.
Yeah. It's the largest of
I'll
these
take a look. I'll take a look at the JTWC wind fields again, but from what I saw, they were comparable.
I'm just looking at
I wonder whether the warning area
80, 65, 65, 80, 95, 90, 70, 75. Yeah, they're comparable sizes.
Interesting stuff.
Actually, Nangka, if you want to go by maximum radius,
There it is.
is actually the largest.
This is Nangka now. That small island down there is Pompeii, Micronesia. This island is one of the Marshall Islands. It might be the one with the capital Majuro on it. I'm not sure though. It doesn't show all the islands on here. I think there are some in this area, and it's actually over some small islands right now as well. Michael, welcome back.
You right?
We're fine.
Chan-Hom, so from Tropic Cyclone Vista Ida says that Chan-Hom and Nangka has the same winds, but Chan-Hom has lower pressure.
Chan-Hom has a lower pressure.
Chan-Hom is also further away from the equator, so it would have a lower pressure.
Ah, yes, that would make sense.
Right.
Daniel, do you have anything to add?
Not really, no. As usual.
Taking a look at the 20 UTC advisory coming out of University of Wisconsin with the ADT stuff, and they have Chan-Hom at 53 knots, Linfa and Nangka both at 51 knots. So these storms are rather neck and neck.
I'm very sorry, but I have to leave now.
Well,
The
Marcel,
difference here is that wind has a weakening flag and rapid dissipation flag
sure,
on.
Devon, if I can just interject one moment whilst we say goodbye to Marcel. Marcel, thank you very much for joining us, and
Bye.
we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Doodle pip.
Toodle pip. Oh.
Sorry.
Devon, continue if you were going to.
No, I finished what I was going to say.
Ah, right. Martinez Julian says Western Pacific seems busy, Eastern Pacific and Atlantic seems like it took a vacation. Well, I don't know about the Atlantic because I think the Atlantic is asleep, but well, dead actually. But the East Pacific even, getting all my Pacifics confused, is expecting a storm soon.
Well, let's take a look and see how, on a level of 1 to rect, how dead the Atlantic Basin is.
So, 50% chance on 96E in the next 2 days, 90% in the next 5. That's 96E. 95E is located further to the northwest, only a 10% chance in the next 5 days. in the Central Pacific, we also have 2 other systems with a 10% chance in that time period as well. They have not been designated as invests as yet. And I guess I'll take a look at the models soon. But Michael, have you got anything to say?
Who wants to do Guess the Storm?
Not yet, Michael.
Can we do Guess the Storm, please?
No, Michael, we're doing real storms. Well,
But afterwards, if we've got time.
Well,
if
if
you've
the
got time.
storm develops to the west of Florida or to the east of Florida, which I don't think is going to be happening in the Atlantic, it may have a shot.
I don't see that happening either. At least not in the next 3 months.
Other than that, graveyard.
Crazy.
Let's see here. What was the? Let's see here. 1983. There was only 4 storms, and we've already had 2.
Yeah. What are you implying?
Oh, you know.
Okay. Can we actually look at the East Pacific shear there, Kevin?
Sure. Let's take a look at the Pacific wind shear, which also does not look good. Well, it looks pretty good along the 5th parallel here. A lot of low wind shear along the 5th parallel, but I don't think that's where the invests are.
They are at 96E is at around 8 degrees north.
Okay. Well, that's a moderate wind shear, I guess. But
where are we looking here?
there's a lot of
Devon. I think that little area of blue near the bottom there is where you're hovering right now is where the invest is.
Okay, that is at about 4 degrees north.
Actually, is it? No, it's not. It goes up in tens, doesn't it?
No, does it go up in tens?
I think so.
In tens, excuse me. So that would be about 8 degrees north.
Yeah, so I think it's a bit over to the right from there as well. Around 125 west, so it's sort of on the marginal area there.
Okay, so there's a nice hole here, but
Probably what
please
they're
excuse my family for being loud. This is, there's 6 people that live here, and I don't exactly have a place to go to for quiet.
Same here. My brother.
Never mind. Let's take a look at some models then for the West Pacific. First of all, a question from Martinez also. Will the disturbance, the one with the highest probability, get the Eastern Pacific name Dolores or the Central Pacific name Ella? It will be, if it forms east of 140 west, so i.e. where it is right now, it will be called Dolores, the specific name. Is that its name this time? It is, isn't it?
Well, that just depends on how long the storm waits to develop. Actually, check that. It depends on how long it takes for Miami to name the storm.
Excellent.
Which,
Okay,
as always, whenever they do the postseason analysis, they say, oh, it formed a good 2 or 3 days before we started issuing advisories.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the models then now. For the West Pacific, this might be interesting. This is one of the CMC's models. I think it is from some time ago now. Actually, let me just get back on that and see if there's an updated version. So, just one moment, just looking at Devon there. Yes, there it is. Let me just load this. Here we are. I knew there'd be an updated version. That was the old one. Here's the new one. The CMC showing all 3 storms there to begin with. Let's see what becomes of them. So there's Linfa intensifying in the think it's called the Strait of Taiwan.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Halt! Right there. That is a massive storm over the Aleutian Islands.
Ah. Just north of that. Well, no. Yeah, it does begin over the islands, and then it moves northwest. You can see the Storm Linfa skirting the east coast of Taiwan, whilst Chan-Hom becomes stronger. Nangka looks to become stronger. Then Linfa appears to sort of hang about over Taiwan. And there goes Chan-Hom going right through the Japanese islands and actually stalling over Okinawa and being towed towards the northeast, which is not what the JTWC are predicting.
Okay, I can't imagine going on.
So that's an interesting scenario.
Nathan,
Yes.
could we play Guess the Storm? Because I'm preparing it. When I finished it.
Well, take your time preparing it. It's going to be a while yet. We're on here till 11, just less than an hour. We'll do it in the last half hour if you're still here, Michael.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the models first of all, and GFS, I think one of them's working here somewhere. Yes, let's see what the GFS says. I expect it will take Chan-Hom along the JTWC track. Again,
What the hell is that huge? Okay.
near the Alaskan Aleutian Islands, aren't they? Yes. And then there's a little disturbance here as well, which is interesting, coming in from the Central Pacific, but following Chan-Hom, yes, a much more southerly track over those islands, the Miyako and Yayama Islands of Japan, as what appears to be a rather severe typhoon, and clipping the, well, not actually moving over the northern tip of Taiwan, but certainly delivering some gale force winds, I'd expect, and then into China as a significant typhoon, and then it moves north just as it makes landfall, it seems. And then look at Nangka behind it, with its day in the sun there as well, over Iwo Jima and that area, and then it continues towards the northwest and weakens, and eventually possibly makes a landfall on the Japanese island of Kyushu. And then what's left of it stalls around for a while again. Daniel, hello.
Should I leave?
No.
Because I'm not exactly contributing anything.
So, well, have you got any novice questions for us?
Not at the moment.
Would you like to
no.
entertain us, the class clown and all?
I've got comments on the thing. Has anybody read them?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, from
Sorry.
Martinez.
I've made you even more redundant. I apologise.
It's all right.
Have you made any observations about the storms at present?
Not really.
No.
Go
on.
I've got a rant to make in case anybody's interested.
Daniel's got a rant. Let's hear it.
It's about the Weather Channel Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's a big thing or anything. It's got its own website at www.weather.com.
Yeah.
The Facebook page is a joke because it just keeps posting tons of stupid clickbait. For example,
Okay.
watch this bear belly flop into a pool. What's that got to do with weather exactly? Nothing. Then you've got what's this?
He's gone off on one.
These two guys have no idea what they are doing, and neither do the people who run this page. It's stupid.
No,
I disliked it as soon as I liked it after I saw it.
Devon, have you got any comments on that? Because it's more well known in America. Perhaps not. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I have some comments to say.
Okay.
The Weather Channel has turned to complete trash.
I see.
Is it real? Is it a real thing, or is it just a Facebook page?
No, no, the Weather
Oh.
Channel's a real thing. It's existed since the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. The only thing that I watch the Weather Channel for now is if there's a significant cyclone in the Atlantic threatening the United States or any land for that matter. That's the only thing that the Weather Channel's good for. Anything else, and it's just random BS that they're spewing off anymore. I don't like any of their programming anymore. They used to have really awesome programming. Their shows suck. The actual programs where they talk about the weather, they suck anymore.
Yeah.
Abrams and Bettis just get two middle fingers directly from my left and right hands, one for each of them.
We'll now be seeing a Weather Channel ad at the bottom of your screen.
I hope to God not.
Okay, let's take a look at the models for the Atlantic and Pacific. No, we'll be looking at the Atlantic so much. Michael making a lot of noise as well. Michael, welcome back.
Hello.
You must be busy working.
Hello.
Yep.
Let's go and cycle through this. So we're looking at these three little systems here in the East Pacific. Now, one of them, this is the CMC, so make of that what you think. Take it with a pinch of salt. So what appears to be a tropical storm forming, and maybe a tropical depression there as well. And that storm headed towards Hawaii, and then you get two significant storms in the East Pacific forming in the next 6 days. One of them appears to be a hurricane by this point. And they both progress towards the northwest, not affecting land. But that storm there moving pretty close for comfort to Hawaii. So that's going to be interesting to watch in the next 7 or 8 days, see whether that happens. That's just one model though. Let's take a look at some others. Atlantic, I think, was pretty quiet there. Didn't actually look properly. GFS then. Let's see. Again, predicting something pretty similar, but sort of role reversal here. The storm on the right becomes the dominant one, and indeed is the only one that actually forms, and that takes a course for Hawaii, and again has something rather similar. Tropical storm just very close to the island, but not quite affecting it significantly by the looks of it, and a weak system forming in the East Pacific near the end of that 8-day run there. Atlantic, again, all quiet. ECMWF, let's have a look. See what it says. Again, the right-hand storm, the more dominant one, headed towards Hawaii. Seems to be a weaker storm there. Barely a tropical storm, I'd say, clipping the southern part of the big island of Hawaii, possibly not even a tropical storm. The Atlantic, very quiet, and then another storm forming in the East Pacific on day 9, I think. Or it might still be day 8, and becomes a significant hurricane on day 10, but that's a long way out.
Can we play Guess the Storm now?
No, Michael.
Okay.
Not ready yet. Unless there is viewer demand, by the way. So viewers, make yourself heard. If you want to play Guess the Storm, let us know. We'll let you steer the ship here.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you're always ready.
I'm born ready.
You've circled the storm in Alaska. Would you like to talk to us about it, perhaps? Because I'm not really familiar with. Well, I mean, I know that there's quite often storms in that area, but you seemed a little bit. You seem to take some sort of exception with this one.
A free human being. An independent world.
What is that?
It's a low pressure system. Oh, you muted Michael.
Yeah, watching TV again.
Television is Michael. I would suggest you keep your mic muted whenever you're not talking. That'd be much appreciated. Okay, let me do a recap of all the storms that are active right now. First of all, let's look at the East Pacific. As I reiterate there, 90% chance of development in the next 5 days for Invest 96E. 50% in the next 48 hours, 10% chance for Invest 95E located further west. We also have several storms in the West Pacific. We have Tropical Storm Chan-Hom, 60 miles per hour, 985 millibars, moving away northwest of Guam and the Mariana Islands. It could be a threat to China, significant threat to China and possibly Japan. Linfa right now is also a 60 mile per hour tropical storm, headed towards the west at this time, probably going to turn to the north very soon and could become a typhoon as it moves towards Taiwan. Models predicting either grazing the east coast of Taiwan and dissipating, or just about making it to the west coast, which is what JTWC are predicting, and dissipating pretty much as soon as it arrives. Here's Nangka, the other tropical storm active at this time. 3 named storms active, and I think this is also 60 miles per hour. Oh, it's gone up to 65, okay. 65 miles per hour on Nangka, and that will become a typhoon soon, I imagine. Though I'm still not sure about the justification of the typhoon warning just yet on one of those islands. Forget the name, unfortunately. I will go on to that in a moment. And here's what's left of Raquel near the Solomon Islands. There was a small chance of redevelopment today, but it doesn't appear to have materialized. And there's one of the Invest 95E in the East Pacific, and there's 96E, which could develop in the next few days. Latest imagery. Daylight should be arriving over Chan-Hom right now as well. Almost. Certainly has over Nangka.
What's that beeping?
I'm not hearing any beeping. Warnings in effect for Nangka. A typhoon warning remaining in effect for, that's its name, Enowataka Atoll. Typhoon warning there. Typhoon conditions possible over the next few hours there. Not for long though, because it is moving away from that atoll. And before long, there won't be warnings in effect. Daniel, what's so funny? You're on the air. Oh, he shied away. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
It just tickled me a bit.
Something tickled you.
I just thought the word beeping was funny for some reason.
Clearly.
I can hear beeping.
Devon's saying he's got a little disturbance at his place. Not a bad kind, just his brother making a lot of noise, I think. Here's the track forecast for all of these storms I just mentioned as per the JTWC as of 9 PM UTC. So, Chan-Hom expected almost in a straight line trajectory there, moving towards generally the northwest, and could pass very close to some of the Japanese islands and indeed make a landfall in China. They're currently predicting a landfall at 130 miles per hour as a Category 4. Remarkable. Tropical Storm Linfa could develop into a typhoon according to the JTWC, and then stall or slow down in its forward motion and dissipate over or near Taiwan. And Nangka, which should have its new map out now, yes, expected to become a typhoon in the next 12 hours and become a 125 mile per hour Cat 3 by the time it nears the Ogasawara Islands of Japan next week. Or at the end of this week even. Michael, any comments for us? Oh, he's just been muted. Daniel, you fool. Daniel muted Michael, you see.
No, not really.
Alrighty then. Well, in that case, if no one has any questions...
By the way,
yes.
no need to mute me because I can mute my headset through this.
Excellent. Well,
I could hear beeping though.
I couldn't hear any beeping.
It turns red when it's off. Look.
Ah, yes. Very good.
The beeping's coming from Nathan's microphone.
Is it?
I think it's malfunctioning.
Ah, right.
Oh well, never mind.
Typical. I don't know what to do about it apart from getting a new one.
Just keep it until it stops working completely.
I have to apologise in advance for any problems that my microphone produces, but it's sort of in and out at the moment. But more in than out. Daniel, shut up.
Nothing a bit of masking tape can't solve.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the
right.
wire connection, isn't it? It's broken.
I suppose so. 10:16 is the time. Michael, would you like to play Guess the Storm? We can't hear you.
I'm almost ready.
Almost ready. Okay, fine. We'll get on to Guess the Storm in a little while, and then just to take a little break, and then we will.
Be by Sylvia in the night.
Not much to hear.
There's no music in the nightingale.
Michael, that television of yours is rather loud.
Okay, hang on, I'll just mute myself till I'm ready.
Apologies. That was Michael once more. There's the track for Nangka. Okay then. Well, in that case, I will take a look at something else. And oh, where is it? Lost the page for it. Yes, let's tell you what happened on this day in the world of storms. Daniel, you got any ideas of what happened on this day?
No.
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 All right. Well, let's see. What day are we on? July the 5th. Yes, a few things happened on. Devon?
If I were to put in, I think this was right around Hurricane Cindy's landfall back in 2005.
Ah, well, here goes. July the 5th.
Ready?
Okay, well, I've just started this section now, Michael. Tropical Storm Anna dissipated in 1991 in the Atlantic. Tropical Storm Barry formed in 1995. The same day, Tropical Storm Bertha formed the next year in 1996. And, as Devon rightly alluded to, Hurricane Cindy made landfall in Louisiana as a Category 1 hurricane on this day in 2005. That sounds like a horror movie in the background, Michael. Were you going to say something, Devon?
No.
Oh. In the East Pacific, Tropical Storm Denise formed in 1975. Delilah formed in 1983. Cosme dissipated on the same day. Dolores dissipated in 1985. Enrique also did the same. Calvin formed in 1987. Carlotta dissipated in 1994. Dolores formed in 1997. Lots of forming and dissipating, but no landfalls. That's the East Pacific in a nutshell, usually.
Okay, Nathan, can you see my screen?
In a moment. In the West Pacific, Tropical Storm Dan formed in 1996. Gosh. Tropical Storm Kai Tak formed in 2000. Halong formed in 2002. And Taraji made landfall in Vietnam in 2007. It caused $10 million in damages when it did so. Michael, it's time.
Okay, hang on, Nathan, just give me a sec.
Oh, for goodness sake, Michael.
Not prepared at all.
Devon has some commotion going on in the place.
I am so sorry.
I'm back.
Fine. Welcome back, Michael.
Okay, now ready to go now. Ready to go.
Well, let's go.
Okay, here's the first storm.
That's pretty simple.
Okay, guys, can you just let me know when it comes onto live stream and then you can guess?
Can I have a clue?
People will guess. You need a clue for that, won't you? Come on. I expect better from you.
Sorry.
I expect far better.
I need my guess to be confirmed. Like,
Right.
Like a letter or something.
Oh no, just guess it.
Is it Haiyan?
No.
Wrong hemisphere.
Oh, damn it. Where is it?
Don't tell him anything. Don't give anything away.
Is it Hagapet?
No.
Wrong hemisphere again.
Wilma?
No.
Wrong hemisphere again.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, he is a novice. Let's you know, be kind. Be kind.
Okay, Nathan, you can guess now.
It's in the northern hemisphere.
It's
No,
in
I'm
the southern
not-
hemisphere.
Southern, yeah.
I'm not going to guess yet. I know what it is, but I just want
looks like
someone else to
it's
say.
I have no idea what this is either. So
What, Devon? What?
Can you guys let me know what the guys say in the comments, please?
Yes, Martinez has just said right now. Is it Pam?
oh sugar.
Well, what a surprise.
I thought Pam squeezed itself between two different islands. And,
Ah, that was further south.
oh dear, would that be Ivan of 2004?
Possibly. Ah, there it is.
Yay.
That had
Katrina.
No.
That's in the
Oh,
West
Ike.
Pacific. That's in the West Pacific.
Oh
It
crap.
even says MT sat. That's
Yeah.
West Pacific.
This looks actually like a while ago, but I don't know.
Is
It
it
just
Longwang?
no. It reminds me of one of the 2012 storms, Belavenor Samba.
I've got no
Too
clue.
hard.
So
Can Michael say whether it isn't those two?
No, it isn't.
Okay. Then I'm sort of trending towards something further back in time. But I'm not sure. There could be a number.
Nope.
What?
I'll give you a clue.
Typhoon.
It's last year.
Oh, right. Then, which one was it? Nuri, was it?
Incorrect.
Or was that the other one? Then, Vong Fong?
Nope.
Which one did we have there?
Would you believe me if I told you it was only a category 4?
I was thinking about that just then. Next, which was it Neoguri? Must be, yes.
One of those 155-mile-an-hour wonders.
Yes, indeed. Now that one is pretty obvious.
Yeah, that would be high end, wouldn't it be?
Indeed, very good. We're going too fast for anyone to keep up on the comments, but there we are.
Is this
I
Nathan?
have no idea where. I know it's in the southern hemisphere, but I have no idea where.
Might
Oh,
that
So
be-
I'm going to guess
no.
Cyclone Moo and move on.
Oh, by the way, guess what? It's actually the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, I knew that. It be what's his name? Cyclone. Gosh, what was his name? Nargis. Or Nargis. Yay! My next guess would have been Sid Herbert.
The image must have been flipped for me. Because I saw a clockwise rotation, not counterclockwise.
Oh, how strange. They might all be
That
flipped.
image was flipped.
Now this appears to be. Where is that? Might be Japan actually. It looks familiar, but I'm struggling with this one.
All these storms look the same to me.
Martinez is guessing on one of them. I've no idea which one, but he said, "Is it Vince?"
No.
I think that might have been referring to a previous one though, because we are.
Yeah, no, it would not be Vince. If someone showed me this picture and said it was in the Atlantic, I would guess Epsilon, but it ain't in the
That ain't
Atlantic.
the Atlantic. It looks like
Yeah.
it's Pacific to me.
Very Pacific, isn't it?
Do you think?
I've got no clue. Like I said, all these storms look.
We guys have 10 seconds left to guess.
I might
Nine,
take a wild stab here.
eight,
Call it Typhoon Croser
Incorrect. 7.
or Typhoon
Six.
Blue Tip.
No. 4.
Jello.
3,
I have
That
no
I ain't
idea.
going
2,
either.
1.
Meggie. After
What? What?
That I know that one quite clearly, and it's got the date at the
Alex.
bottom. Okay, now Alex. We've seen this one before, wasn't this one? Can
No
I say?
clue.
Nathan.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, I know this one now.
No clue.
This one appeared on the final game show, if you remember.
This is hard.
Well, it's someone in our chat room.
You.
No, there is no one called you in the chat room.
I mean Nathan.
No.
Daniel.
No.
Michael.
No.
Oh, Devon.
No.
Danny.
No.
Oh, you meant to chat him. I thought you meant to hang out.
Yes.
Is it?
Come on, we got to get there.
Is it Craig?
No.
It's the other Vilches boy.
Oh, well done, Michael.
I said Danny.
Yeah. Steve,
Yeah, I said-
you never said
Oh,
Steve.
for God's sake! It's not funny.
That one's quite clear.
Hang on. I want Daniel to guess this.
Yes, okay, Daniel only.
That one.
Yeah, any idea? August 28th, 2005.
Katrina.
Well done.
That was easy.
Applause.
Retard.
Easy, even by Daniel's standards. Excellent. That one is also quite easy.
Let Daniel guess.
Yep.
Tip.
Oh God.
I don't bloody know.
Oh my god. It's one we covered on one of these discussions.
Well
It
done.
was back in February.
Oh, you're giving him too many
Marcia.
clues now. Gave him too many clues there.
Oh, Marcia.
I would have been wrong too. I would have guessed Larry. I have no idea.
That one's interesting. I wonder.
No, that's too far south.
Too far south for what?
I'll tell you one thing. Westpac.
Well, yeah, that's well done, Michael. Would never have guessed. It is familiar. I have a feeling it is a storm from this year.
Correct.
Is it Eunice?
I know. I can't remember what its track was before it hit the Philippines, but is it Noel? Yay! Alright, this will be the last one for a little while.
Then I've only got about 5 more left.
Well,
No
we
idea.
saved them a little bit, Michael. Well, I'm going to just do a little recap on what storms we have active, and then we'll go back to the rest. So actually, we'll do that now, and we'll leave people guessing on that one, Michael, because it does look pretty difficult. But let me do a recap of what storms we have active. Leave that up there, Michael. We'll come back to it in just one moment. We have several storms active right now. In the West Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Chan-Hom, 60 miles per hour, 985 millibars, moving towards the northwest.
I don't remember the name of it, but that's that Category 5 from last year in the East Pacific.
Headed away from Guam and the Mariana Islands, and maybe a real threat to China in the not-too-distant future, and
Devon.
Japan, and perhaps Taiwan.
By the way, Devon's incorrect.
All right. Tropical Storm Linfa
As
is
usual.
leaving the Philippines and is gradually turning towards the north. Could become a typhoon, according to JTWC. Devon disagrees. Tropical Storm Nangka is the one that's intensifying right now, 65 miles per hour. Typhoon warning in effect for one of the atolls, though that will probably not be in effect for too long. What's left of Raquel is still going and had a chance to become a tropical storm again not long ago, but seems to have not taken that opportunity. We also have 2 invests, 95E in the East Pacific with a 10% chance of development, not far from 140 degrees west and the barrier between the East Pac and the Central Pacific. We also have invest 96E, which has a 50% chance in the next 2 days, 90% in the next 5 days of becoming a tropical storm in the Eastern Pacific. Back to you, Michael.
Go on, guess this then, guys. Is there any comments in there?
No comments yet. So, I do. Oh, so Devon was wrong, wasn't he, with Marie? I think it might be, for some reason, one of the storms from this year.
Maybe, maybe not.
A bit too large to be Amanda, but if it is,
That was last year.
that's what I'm saying. It's one of those storms from last year.
No, I think it might be this year.
Neither of them were that far to the south and west.
Oh, I don't know. Andres, Michael?
Nope.
That was further off to the north and west.
And I don't think it was Blanca, but knowing my luck, it would have
No, that was way further north and west.
been. Yeah. No! Are you kidding me, Michael?
Nope.
It was Blanca.
That was way off to the north and west, but whatever.
Can you verify that one, Michael, for us? Devon's not going to have his peace of mind there for a long
Turkey.
time.
It is Blanca.
Or
Is that all water or land? I think it's all water.
Water.
Which makes me wonder. It has. Oh, actually, I wonder whether it's hurricane. Can I say?
Hang on.
I already got it right.
What did you say?
Wait.
I know that image.
Wait.
Yeah, I think I know the image too.
And now.
Go, Devon.
I said John like 6 times.
We didn't hear it. Well done. It did occur to me. Long way after. Shut up, Daniel. Long way after Devon came to that conclusion. Okay, that's quite obvious.
I'm not even going to answer that one.
Let Waniel.
Daniel,
Oh, it's
go on.
It is one you say a lot.
Go
It-
on.
I say a lot.
It's
No,
Bob.
this is a storm that you guess quite a lot for loads of different other ones.
I think it's almost certainly Typhoon Wai.
Is it Wilma?
No.
Good guess. 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Here's a clue. 2012.
Michael, that's a big clue.
It probably still doesn't know anyway, because he's stupid.
Beg
Now,
your pardon.
Michael, now.
You're bruising for a bruising.
He's supposed to be on a team, folks.
Yes. I'm gonna say, is it? Can't think. I don't know. Just give me the
It's a
answer.
character. It's the character from SpongeBob.
Daniel's
I was
all
gonna
washed
say-
up on the beach.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't think it'd be that obvious. Sandy.
Way.
God's sake.
God's sake.
It was a slow, sarcastic clap.
Shh.
Daniel, how are you feeling?
Who asking?
I heard someone say it.
Yeah, Devon said Mitch immediately. I wasn't even looking.
No clue. Genevieve?
No.
Is that land? I'm just. I'm thinking it's one of the Atlantic hurricanes from 09 or 010.
010.
Could it be no, Igor?
That's what I thought.
No.
So I wonder whether it could
Earl?
be Bill.
No.
To both of those, was it?
Yep. No.
In which case, I'm sort of trending to the Pacific then now. It does look Atlantic-y to me. Don't know how I can say that.
It looks like it's of Atlantic origin.
Is that a clue?
You know, are you saying it looks like it's of Atlantic origin?
Don't
Pictured
remember
in the
Patty
Atlantic,
looking
yeah.
like that.
No, I'm saying, did you think that it was of Atlantic origin?
Yes.
Is it Wilma?
No.
Martinez says Danielle.
No.
No.
Oh.
It's
God.
You
neither
have
of
10 seconds left to guess.
No,
9,
no. Keep
8,
keep it longer,
7.
please.
Well, personally, because I forgot myself.
Oh, Michael,
Is it-
just
is it
so that
Nina?
other people can guess for a while, because we don't know. So if we're stumped, we'll just hand it over to the viewers.
Is it Marjorie?
No, Daniel.
What?
Is it? This might be just a complete guess thrown out of nowhere. Is this Fabian of 03?
Ooh.
No.
No, I didn't think it would be. And it's not Isabel.
No. Hell no.
Is it?
Don't think it's Ivan.
What do you have, Ivan?
No, this would have been Ivan when it was peaked as a Cat 3.
Is it Ed?
No.
No.
Oh.
Really?
Okay, guys, you have 10 seconds left to guess.
Alright, I agree with you.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Ay, ay,
Five.
ay, ay.
Is this
Four.
Martinez says, is it red?
2, no, 1.
Dolphin!
I got it! At the
Oh,
last
crap.
freaking second.
We need clues for this.
You do.
Okay, I'm just finishing this off now, okay?
Foolish.
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. This is a Force 13 team member.
Huh?
Is it Devon?
No. There's never actually been a storm named Devon.
No.
Is it Michael?
He must feel very... Oh,
Yay, I won.
I think that. Didn't...
Got it.
Now that is quite clear. Any ideas, Daniel?
Daniel, you've guessed this one already tonight.
Don't say it.
Katrina.
No.
No!
He always gets it wrong.
Ike.
No.
No!
You've not guessed that much.
Wilma.
Well, what?
God's sake.
God's sake. That appears to be Hurricane
Go on, knock yourself out.
Humberto. Very good. A southern hemisphere storm, is it not?
Yep, this year.
That looks like Soldo. Yay! And that
I think this is a final one, I think.
and that.
This is also a Force 13 team member.
Yeah, I know who it is.
This would obviously...
Nathan, say it. Nathan, say it.
Nathan.
And that's that, guys.
Well done.
I've got to go off to bed now, so I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for
Good
joining
night.
us, Michael, and we'll see you.
And also, just saying, if any of you, if I don't get a chance to come on back on here when storms have hit areas, just good luck. If any of you guys watching from areas about to be hit by tropical cyclones, just good luck. Hope you ride through it, and well, basically good luck.
Indeed.
We've rode out quite a few storms, haven't we? Because do you remember the 2013 to 14 winter, where weather system after weather system after weather system after weather system after weather system just came in?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh,
Film
could have
one
been
or
like last winter over here where there was 15 straight days where the mercury didn't get above 5.
two. Fahrenheit, right?
Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Toodles. Good night.
Toodles. Daniel, what are you still doing here?
I don't
He
know. I'm
doesn't know
gonna leave.
himself. Don't leave us, Daniel. We will miss you.
No, you won't.
Honest. Honest. Okay. Let's take a look at the latest floater imagery of our 3 storms in the West Pacific. Here's Linfa, Chan-Hom, and Nangka. Nangka is probably the most interesting. That's the most likely to become a typhoon first. Although Chan-Hom has already been a typhoon once, but is there perhaps a little drier slot to the west of the core there, Devon? Let me change to water vapor and see what we've got.
Yeah, there's some dry air there. Not a lot, but there is some.
Alright, so...
Looks like the storm's just filtering it through, though.
Yep, certainly it doesn't appear to be intruding too much, so I think it will be a process that the storm will overcome quite easily. Dry air to the west of the storm over here, that seems to be becoming a bit of an endangered species over there. We also have a large slot coming in here that also appears to be fading and will probably be of no concern to Nangka. Visible on Chan-Hom. Most of the storm, if not all of it, has left the vicinity of the Mariana Islands. The bulk of the storm is on the left-hand side, to the west and southwest. And its actual direction appears to be towards sort of the northwest, not particularly quick, but certainly on its way towards East Asia.
Storm's got a lot of convection on the west side, not a lot of convection on the east side. Probably getting effect. Probably Chan-Hom and Nangka to the east. They're maybe affecting each other in some way.
Well, there's actually an invest in between the two of them. In fact, I'll just throw it to your screen for a moment, Devon, whilst I see if I can get a wide shot on all the storms in the west.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know it exists.
That's what I tried to do.
It does exist somewhere. Actually, I know somewhere. Pardon me for taking my time. I'll just leave you with this for a while whilst I load it up in another window. That's Chan-Hom you're looking at. Dry air to the northwest, but again, not affecting the storm particularly. The east looking very moist. Daniel, anything to say?
No, not really, as usual.
Ah. Oh, well, sorry, 98W was in between them, but that has actually... There's nothing left of that.
Now, I remember that there was the 94W invest that was getting absorbed into Chan-Hom. How did that storm fare out?
Goodness, I can't remember. There's the latest visible image in the West Pacific showing the two storms. Any comments on perhaps any interaction there? I don't think they are.
The outflows are interacting with each other very clearly, in my opinion.
What does this mean then?
It means that you got to have inflow and you got to have outflow to have a healthy storm. And if either of the two are disrupted, the storm will halt its progression. And these storms, while not necessarily producing large tropical storm force wind fields, they have rather massive cyclone envelopes. And when those envelopes start interacting with each other, it starts to halt progression of the storms.
The development is being halted at this time, I see. Okay, then let's take a look. Actually, I want to go on to the infrared imagery there as well. So we can see Linfa as well.
Nathan, you need to start closing some of your 1,000 tabs.
Shh, quiet. Linfa as well on the left-hand side. There it is. Any interaction between Chan-Hom and Linfa, do you think?
Probably not.
All right. Well, the Philippines pretty much clear of Linfa just about in terms of heavy rainfall. Most of it again is displaced on the west side, and Taiwan getting the odd little thing here and there. A frontal system over Japan at this time, and the storms will be in attendance pretty soon over there as well. We expect. Though probably not for a week. No other invests on the cards, at least not in the West Pacific. Let me get a wide shot of the East Pac as well. I think it should be wholly in daylight over there by now. Let me just try and find it. This is what you need loads of tabs for, so you can actually find everything. If that makes any sense at all. Oops. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the latest visible in the East Pacific, showing all the systems now. So, where are we here? Yes, this system here, that has a 10% chance, not an invest. This system here, again, 10% chance. This one is an invest, 95E, 10% on that one also. This one down here is the one we'll be watching, Invest 96E, with a 90% chance in the next 5 days, but only 50% in the next 2 days. And one of these systems could head towards Hawaii.
So definitely the intertropical convergence zone is lighting up right now because there's a ring of storms right around the northern part of the equator.
All the way.
Well, at least across the Pacific Ocean.
As you'd expect, the Atlantic, I don't think so.
Yeah, nothing much in the Atlantic.
What else is new?
We've had 2 storms in the Atlantic, and I don't think either of them have developed from a tropical wave.
So, do you think the Atlantic is having some sort of crisis here where it can't form storms anymore?
Well, we had some sort of crisis in the early 90s where I think we went a good 2 or 3 years where we didn't have a storm develop from a tropical wave.
Really, that's remarkable. Yet, when it really wants to, the Atlantic, it can certainly be very, very active indeed, can't it?
I mean, not to say that they weren't in active seasons. I mean, 1990, 14 named storms, but I know that there was a pretty good stretch of storms in the early 90s where there was not a storm that developed from a tropical wave.
Okay. Well, I think actually, Devon, we'll probably end the show there because I think we've covered everything that we wanted to talk about, and we did some guessing the storm. And
the Atlantic is doing nothing. Elsewhere is doing nothing.
But hey, we'll leave you with these storms. Tropical Storm Chan-Hom. We'll be tracking it. You can visit Force 13 on our other mediums, our social pages. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Search Force 13 all in text to find us on there. We'll be churning out updates on these storms whenever they're required. And we'll be doing other video updates on these storms as well as time goes by. If not live, then on normal updates that we often do, or I often do. But we as a team often do the live updates, but there we go. I wouldn't want to do an hour and a half on my own, let's put it that way. I'm sure you could, Devon.
I could probably do 3 hours on my own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we bet. Okay, well, there's the storms that we had, and stay safe out there. We'll give you another update as soon as we feel is necessary. But from myself and Devon,
I'm still here.
Yes, Devon's still here. Is there anything else you wanted to say in closing?
I just want to know if that I already forgot the name of it, but that Australian storm is going to count for the 2014-2015 or the 2015-2016 season.
The former, because it formed just before the end there.
Alrighty.
Well, there we are. That's it from us. We'll see you again soon. Any questions whilst we're off air can be directed to my email address, force-13@hotmail.co.uk, or the social media pages, which is probably easier. Until we see each other next time, goodbye. That sounded strange.